You're watching News Channel 2 at sunrise with Gary Liberator.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on this Friday. I'm Gary Liberator.
I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And a bit chilly out there this morning.
Yeah, definitely a car starter morning, that's for sure. And as we get to the colder months, anytime we get cold temperatures, it's time for you to guess the lowest temperature.
Oh, I like that. With the wind chill.
Wind chill not included. The lowest temperature was still the same.
Oh, wow. I'll go with 11.
11, a little bit lower.
Me? Really?
Yes.
1.
A little bit lower.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, we have -3
wow.
was the lowest temperature, as well as wind chill up in Old Forge. Colebrook, -2, Woodgate, 2 degrees. Wind chills, obviously. Brookfield, 7 degrees, and Westmoreland, the warmest wind chill with 12. And of course, on our winter weather bingo card, if you've been following us on social media, we have included below 0 to the list now. So we have a few things we haven't filled out just yet, but the board is surprisingly pretty much filled out, even with the lack of winter we've seen so far. And a live look at Oneonta right now, a little bit of a snowy scene down there as we're dealing with some lake effect snow showers moving through the area. Current temperature is 18 degrees. And on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 at Doppler radar with lake effect snow showers taking place right now. Wind will slowly shift north, but not by much. So we're talking about some light snow showers and flurries lingering into the morning to late morning, possibly early afternoon before it finally sweeps back up north again. No significant snow or decently measurable snowfall is expected from this, light dusting or coating here and there. And for tonight, things do quiet down, but as we head into Saturday evening, weather turns active once more. I'll explain our latest snowfall forecast numbers coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is next.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning, happy Friday. Welcome to your morning commute cast. First off, a live view of downtown Utica looking at Oriskany Street, seeing a few flurries falling in the air, but the roads at this point appear dry. No travel issues are expected as you drive down into the Mohawk Valley. As you head up into the higher elevations just north and south, there is some light coatings of at least some light snow on the ground. Current temperature is 21 degrees, even cooler wind chills. But as you look to the southern valleys, especially in Cooperstown, there's some snow accumulating on the roadways as well. Just a light dusting. The snow is on the fluffier side as those temperatures, again, are very cold out. 22 degrees in Cooperstown, but again, those wind chills are much cooler. And where's the snow falling? Well, pretty much in a lot of the areas south of Herkimer County. We have a few flurries here in Osceola, but notice Morrisville, Westmoreland, Herkimer, and I see Lawrence, Springfield, and Sherburne all seeing some snow showers at this point. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Another movie star with a...
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, welcome back. Happy Friday. Another very cold night last night and this morning. Definitely a morning to start your car remotely with your car starter. A live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. A few stray flurries passing through the camera right now. Scattered light snow showers taking place from lake effect snow at this point. And again, definitely bundle up if you're heading out today, as well as start your car. It is feeling very chilly out with temperatures on paper in the 20s, but those wind chills are much cooler, down into the teens, single digits, and in some cases the North Country below 0. And to look at those temperatures as we head throughout the day, well, starting out in the low 20s, warming up into the upper 20s, maybe 30 degrees, peaking by 3 to 4 p.m. But again, those feels like temperatures will still be on the cool side. In the teens this morning, and it will feel like 21 degrees maximum by this afternoon. And lastly, talking about even snowfall for today, well, snow chances lingering into the late morning, but by the evening here in Utica at least, things should dry out. And now taking a look at current conditions on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar, we're seeing some light lake effect snow showers taking place This is also downwind from Lake Erie as well, so a different setup setting up this morning, as well as a few lingering lake effect snow showers taking place on the lighter side just north of Rome, heading into parts of Utica in the I-90 corridor. And the lake effect snow will still linger for the morning. In the early afternoon, it starts to sweep back up north again, so those of you in the North Country north of I-90 could still see a few stray flurries and some more decent snowfall taking place just outside of Tug Hill once again. Then tonight, things quiet down. Heading into Saturday morning, mostly cloudy skies. If you have any travel plans or heading anywhere locally for the weekend, Saturday morning is going to be your best bet. Saturday evening, now that we have more information on the system arriving this weekend, the snow looks to arrive possibly by 4 p.m. Leading edge of the snow right here, lingering into the evening hours. The heaviest snow will fall overnight before things quiet down Sunday morning, but we'll still deal with some light snow showers. We're not done with the system just yet. This will bring up additional totals throughout the afternoon and evening. So our snowfall forecast for now calls for 2 to 4 inches in the light blue area right here, but notice how there's a gradient because we're still fine-tuning the setup of where the heaviest snowfall zone picks up. Most likely heading into Oneonta I-88 corridor will be in that 4 to 8 inch range. And so for today, flurries and light snow this morning. This afternoon, quieting down with a high of 29 degrees. Tonight, a little cold, but not as cold as this past night of 22. Your 7-day forecast. After today, it's looking quiet for Sunday, or Saturday, I should say, Saturday morning, but as we head into Saturday evening, that snow system moves into the overnight hours on Sunday. So overall, a pretty snowy end into Saturday and most of Sunday. And we're also tracking another system producing possibly a wintry mix by Tuesday and into Wednesday. So here comes winter.
Yeah.
It was late to the party,
Yeah.
but now we're starting to see some of these wintry systems.
Yeah, keeping you and Bill both busy.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:22. Still ahead of...
You're watching News Channel 2 at sunrise with Gary Liberator.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberator.
Yeah, I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And happy Friday to you.
Happy Friday. Happy chilly Friday.
Very, very.
Yeah, waking up this morning, definitely car starter. Had to use that to get in the car. It was very chilly. Temperatures in the valley, on paper, are in the 20s and teens, but with the wind chills factored in, it is downright freezing out there. Look at those current wind chills, at least the overnight lows. Look at this right here. Old Forge finally reached -3, not only for the wind chill, but the actual temperature. In Colebrook, -2 wind chill. Westmoreland, the warmest wind chill of a whopping 12 degrees this morning. So things are gradually warming up a little bit, but regardless, it's still a little nippy out there this morning. And with that negative or below 0 degree reported in Old Forge, we are now adding it to our winter weather bingo card. It's pretty much almost all filled out, surprisingly, for the almost lack of winter we've seen so far this year. And a live look at Oneonta from our camera atop Hartwick College. A bit of a snowy scene down in the City of the Hills right now. 18 degrees officially down there with some scattered lake effect snow showers taking place on the Yorkville Battery. Storm Tracker 2, DOP with the radar. And for today, at least this morning, we're going to be dealing with these lake effect light snow showers. So if you head to work, you'll be dealing with that. But this evening, things do dry up a little bit with mostly cloudy to partly sunny skies and temperatures barely reaching 30 degrees. We have a look at the latest snowfall trends for the weekend, that wintry system, plus something we're monitoring heading into next week coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Decision 2024 now. Environmental Conservation is asking for your input on Big Moose Tract. It's about 24,000 acres of land in Herkimer County. The DEC is proposing to add new snowmobile trails for when main trails are closed due to winter timber harvesting. Under the plan, tree cutting would happen around the Stillwater Mountain Fire Tower. Public comments will be accepted until February 2nd. Winter weather is expected to wallop both coasts in the days ahead. Winter advisories stretch across several western states as the Northeast faces heavy rain, high winds, and significant snowfall ahead. And you have to see parts of California right now. Laura Aguirre has more.
We've been waiting for the snow to come, so for it to start dumping like it is right now, we are just overjoyed.
Some residents are happy for a snow day or two in the higher elevation counties northeast of Los Angeles, widely blanketed in snow that started falling Wednesday. While neighbors to their north in the Sierra Nevada mountains saw up to 15 inches of snowfall in some areas. For one ski resort employee, the notable accumulation after a relatively mild winter so far was a welcome sight.
It's definitely good weather for skiers and snowboarders.
Winter weather alerts and storm warnings now pepper the Four Corners region through Friday. That's Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico, according to the National Weather Service. Some of those areas could get over a foot of snow, while parts of the southern and central plains could see up to 5 inches through Friday afternoon. The weekend will see severe winter weather rolling through the Northeast. Forecasters say parts of Pennsylvania, New York, and New England could be in for their first significant snowfall of the season. It may be southern New York's first brush with snow this winter, but folks upstate near Buffalo have already had to use their shovels in recent weeks after a winter storm around Thanksgiving. The snowy weather is expected to hang over parts of the Northeast through Sunday. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
Governor Hochul is expanding resources in anticipation of the snow. The available equipment includes more than 1,600 large state plow trucks, 149 medium-sized trucks, and 52 snow plows. Also hundreds of large loaders and dozens of snowblowers. Well, in case you missed it, dozens of Uticans
Good morning and welcome back to News Channel 2 at sunrise. Of course, with every day here at sunrise, we'll showcase a weather photo of the day that we've selected from our website, but also sending it to us via email or Facebook, but preferably on our website right here. And here's a look at it right now. This is from Thundera, and a beautiful shot overlooking the road. I believe it's Route 28. When I drove over there a few times, I remember seeing this scene, and I wonder what it would look like with some snow on the ground. And sure enough, that's what it looks like right there. A beautiful shot as you head up into the North Country. And a live look at current temperatures in the teens and low 20s. Wind chills in some cases up in Colebrook, still in the single digits. So it's very crisp out there this morning. Definitely bundle up or use that car starter as you head out. And on the radar, nothing major, just a few scattered light lake effect snow showers taking place right now. We are tracking more snowfall as we head into the weekend. I'll explain when and where coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. 2023 ended as our planet's hottest year ever.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, happy Friday. A chilly start to your day today with wind chills in the teens and in some cases single digits, and some light snow showers taking place as we take a live look at our Nexus camera looking at downtown Utica. You can see in the street light right there a faint signature of those snow showers, but the roads are looking pretty okay as you look along Riscany Boulevard here in downtown Utica. And again, those wind chills are chilly this morning, 21 degrees in Rome, but as you head even just down the valley, they go down to the teens, even single digits, below zero wind chills up in the Adirondacks, -6 officially at Saranac Lake. So a crisp start to the day, and it won't warm up too much, at least feeling like that. At least on our day planner this morning, starting out in the low 20s, warming up to near 30 this afternoon. But of course, factoring in those wind chills, it will feel a little bit colder with wind chills in the teens and then warming up only into the low 20s by this afternoon. And regarding that snowfall, it's still going to be snowing for a little bit this morning, but as we head into the afternoon, 12, 1, 2, 3 p.m. in Utica, things will dry out with mostly cloudy skies and maybe a peak of sunshine here and there. On our Skycast, we can see some snow showers taking place especially some heavier snowfall rates just outside of Camden in Oneida County, and for the most part just light snow, nothing major taking place on the radar at this point. That snow continues to sweep north heading into this afternoon. Northern Oneida County could still see some light snow by around noontime before it continues to sweep north into the North Country by 5 to 7 p.m. And then after that, we're looking at partly cloudy to partly clear skies by the overnight hours. Then, heading into early tomorrow morning, it starts out quiet with mostly cloudy skies. If you have any plans driving around the area, or if you are traveling anywhere primarily out to the east, you want to do it early, because as the evening hours approach, 4 to 7 p.m., we'll start to see some of that snow. And the dark blue indicates heavier snowfall rates. And you can see the heaviest snowfall will take place overnight into early Sunday morning. Then you see Sunday morning at 7 a.m. Most of the heavy snow has since passed us, and we're dealing with some lingering light snow showers throughout the area. So here are the overall numbers right now. 2 to 4 inches in the light blue area. You can see that gradient as it slowly switches over to the dark blue, which is 4 to 8 inches. So the system, the latest data we have, is still wobbling back and forth, determining where that heaviest snowfall band sets up from possibly a deformation zone. But as you can see here, these are the latest headlines. The steadiest snow overnight into early Sunday morning, and then snow becomes lighter heading into Sunday evening. And so for today, flurries of light snow, high of 29 degrees. Drying out this evening. Tonight, low of 22. A bit chilly, but not as cold as this past night. Your 7-day forecast. Saturday, starting out dry. Snow showers arrive Saturday evening. Heaviest Saturday night into early Sunday. Then Sunday, light snow showers throughout the day. Bring additional accumulations, but after that, travel impacts will be primarily isolated to the overnight hours Saturday here locally. And if you're traveling between anywhere from here to Boston to portions of Connecticut or Rhode Island, I wouldn't recommend travel at least outside of our area heading out to the east.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that one, and you said another one next week possibly as well.
Yeah.
Wow. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 5:54. Still ahead on Sunday.
You're watching News Channel 2 at Sunrise with Gary Liberator.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this hour. I'm Gary Liberator.
Yeah, Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And how's your knee?
It's hurting a little bit still.
You just banged it just now, huh?
Yeah, I stepped at the desk and slammed my knee, and it is hurting really bad right now. So I'm going to put a smile on my face and pretend I'm not hurting.
Good job.
Heading out this morning, it's chilly out there. I know definitely you woke up and felt those crispy wind chills, which are in the teens, single digits, and in some locations this morning below zero. Let's take a look at those lowest wind chills as you head out this morning. I'll make sure I won't hit my knee as I get off the desk. Overnight lowest wind chills, bottoming out the list, Old Forge with -3 degrees, Colebrook at -2, Lawrence at single digits, 8 degrees. Our warmest wind chill overnight last night was Westmoreland with 12 degrees. And on top of that, not only was the wind chill in Old Forge -3, but also the actual temperature on paper. So filling out our winter weather bingo card, we're adding below zero to the bingo card, and surprisingly, this is filling out fairly quickly, even with the lack of winter we've had. We still need whiteouts, blizzards, winter storm warnings, Arctic fronts, and thunder snow, which I think thunderstorm may be the hardest one to fill out on that list. In Oneonta, we're still seeing some light snow showers from lake effect on our camera at Top Hartwick College, currently 18 degrees. Officially, and on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 dot the radar, we're dealing with some scattered lake effect snow showers. You got one pocket of snow heading into Rome and into parts of Utica within the next 30 minutes or so. That will produce some slightly higher snowfall rates. But again, for today, we're not expecting anything major in terms of snowfall, light dusting of snow here and there with highs in the upper 20s. The snow comes to an end this afternoon and sticks north of the Mohawk Valley. But we are talking about more snow showers as we head into the weekend from a nor'easter. We'll explain in detail in that full forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. And don't forget, the Storm Tracker 2 forecast is never more than 10 minutes away. Developing this morning,
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired.
Good morning, welcome back. Here's a look at road conditions as you head out the door this morning. First off, a live view of Risking Boulevard in downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. Seeing the snowfall rates right here on the camera just underneath the street lights as well. Within the past hour, a dusting of snow has accumulated on the sidewalks as well as those parking lots. However, the main roads are still looking pretty good in the lowest elevations. Current temperature is 21 degrees, and with the wind chills, it definitely feels a little colder out this morning. A different story as we turn to Cooperstown. The roads have a little bit more snow on it, and roads less traveled in the higher elevations will have possibly a dusting of snow on it, so just heads up as you head out this morning. Also 21 degrees in Cooperstown, and taking a look at where the snow is falling. There's a burst of some more higher snowfall rates currently taking place in north central Oneida County, and on the radar we can see it right here moving through parts of Rome. This will head into the Utica area within the next 30 minutes to an hour. Gary?
Eric, thanks. Another movie star.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning and happy Friday. Downright chilly in some locations this morning. However, it will warm up slightly into the mid to upper 20s. Taking a live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. Another thing we are looking at this morning is some light lake effect snow showers, and the lower atmosphere is saturated with the moisture. However, the winds are not as strong as yesterday, so because of that, so far lake effect this morning will be on the lighter side. And as you can see here, some light snow showers taking place here in downtown Utica. Light dusting of snow taking place on the sidewalks and parking lots. Our sky watchers this morning checking in the 20s, 20 degrees in Clinton, New Hartford. Todd and Westdale with 21 degrees. Heading up into the North Country, heading down to the single digits. 7 in Old Forge, below zero wind chills as well, by the way. 10 degrees up in Inlet with Sean, and then heading into the southern valleys. Stewart in Cooperstown, 19 degrees. Tom and Lawrence, 20. Screamus, 20 degrees as well. Diane and West Lawrence, 19. And Scott in Edmiston also with 19 degrees. And the normal highs for this time of year is 33, normal low 18. So this isn't atypical. It's just been so warm this past several weeks that it feels a lot more cold. But as we head into this afternoon, again, warming up into the upper 20s, low 30s. It will not feel that way, though, with some of these wind chills still this morning into the teens. But regardless, talking about those snowfall chances, well, the snow will be coming to an end here in the Utica area by the late morning, early afternoon before things do dry out. Maybe some peaks of sunshine in the Mohawk Valley by this evening, right before sunset. On our radar right now, you can see some patches of some scattered snow showers, primarily downwind here in the Otsego County region in Cooperstown, as well as part of St. Johnsville, Little Falls, and another round of some light snow pushing into the Utica area within the next few minutes or so, roughly a half hour. Now, talking about this snow very quickly and heading straight to our snowfall forecast to have the latest information on that. That snow pushes up north by this afternoon, sticks to the North Country overnight this evening, and then heading into tonight and early tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies. Temperatures starting out Saturday in the low 20s. If you have any plans traveling anywhere locally, I would recommend doing it in the morning at least, as some snow arrives this evening into the overnight hours. Again, this isn't going to be a major system. This is a typical wintry nor'easter that we usually see in winter time. So this is no hype at all. We're giving you the straight facts on the system as it pushes through the area. Heaviest snowfall occurs the evening hours overnight into early Sunday. Then Sunday, snowfall rates are on the lighter side. And talking about the snowfall totals, well, 2 to 4 inches in the light blue area. We're still fine-tuning where this heavier band develops due to a deformation zone with 4 to 8 inches expected in that region as well. The snow will be pretty normal, not fluffy, but also not wet. We have temperatures expected to be in the 20s when the snow starts falling, but as you can see here, the latest headlines, it drops from south to north late Saturday into the overnight hours on Sunday, and it becomes lighter by Sunday evening. And for today, a high of 29 degrees, flurries and light snow this morning, drying out tonight down into the 20s. Cool, not as cold as last night at least in your 7-day forecast. Starting out dry Saturday, that'll be the mainly driest time of the weekend as snow arrives Saturday evening. Heavier overnight, lighter on Sunday. And then as we approach next week, we've got another system we're monitoring Tuesday and into Wednesday. That could bring with it a wintry mix, even some more gusty winds. Some people are wondering about the system this weekend. It's not going to be windy. We're not talking about a blizzard. So this is just going to be a typical nor'easter type event.
So 1-2 punch.
1-2 punch.
Within a few days. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 6:23 and
You're watching News Channel 2 at sunrise with Gary Liberator.
good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for this half hour. I'm Gary Liberator.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And the two snowfalls that we're talking about Saturday night and maybe next Tuesday, but we're also getting some right now, right?
Yeah, I've got some right now, and this type of snowfall, in my opinion, is my favorite of the winter. It's light, it looks beautiful out, it's the more fluffy kind of those cooler temperatures, and it won't impact travel too much. Maybe a light dusting of some blowing snow on the roadways, but again, when you have snow and it doesn't impact travel and it looks beautiful, that's the best part of the winter.
Yeah, and you were showing me the sights down in Cooperstown a few minutes ago. Pretty nice, huh?
Oh yeah, beautiful scene in Cooperstown right now. I'll show you that in just a minute. But first though, let's take a look at those temperatures this morning. That's the other story. It was downright chilly overnight. These overnight wind chills, -3 bottoming out in Old Forge, -2 in Colebrook, 2 degrees, single digits in Woodgate, single digits as well in Brookfield and Lawrence, and the warmest wind chill, it was in Westmoreland with 12 degrees. And not only was it -3 on paper for wind chill, but also with just downright temperature. So because of that, we have added below zero officially this winter to our winter weather bingo card, and we're pretty much filling it out, even with a lack of if textbook winter we would be seeing, at least for the past few winters or so. But I think that some of these options here, such as thunder snow, might be a little hard to achieve in the wintertime. A live look at Oneonta, a beautiful scene right there with some snow showers taking place. Currently 18 degrees right now, and as you can see in the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 at top of the radar, we are also dealing with some lake effect snow showers this morning in some parts of the Mohawk Valley as well as the southern valleys. And for today, again, these snow showers push north the late morning, early afternoon, with temperatures peaking in the upper 20s with those cooler wind chills as well. We dry out this evening and into early tomorrow before our next round of snow showers make its way into our area. We have the latest details regarding snowfall totals and how things pan out in the full forecast coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Decision 2024 now in 10 days. Environmental Conservation is asking for your input on Big Moose Tract. It's about 24,000 acres of land in Herkimer County. The DEC is proposing to add new snowmobile trails for when main trails are closed due to winter timber harvesting. Under the plan, tree cutting would happen around the Stillwater Mountain Fire Tower. Public comments will be accepted until February 2nd. Winter weather is expected to wallop both coasts in the days ahead, and you have to see parts of California right now to believe it. Laura Aguirre has more.
We've been waiting for the snow to come, so for it to start dumping like it is right now, we are just overjoyed.
Some residents are happy for a snow day or two in the higher elevation counties northeast of Los Angeles, widely blanketed in snow that started falling Wednesday. While neighbors to their north in the Sierra Nevada mountains saw up to 15 inches of snowfall in some areas. For one ski resort employee, the notable accumulation after a relatively mild winter so far was a welcome sight.
It's definitely good weather for skiers and snowboarders.
Winter weather alerts and storm warnings now pepper the Four Corners region through Friday. That's Utah, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico, according to the National Weather Service. Some of those areas could get over a foot of snow, while parts of the southern and central plains could see up to 5 inches through Friday afternoon. The weekend will see severe winter weather rolling through the northeast. Forecasters say parts of Pennsylvania, New York, and New England could be in for their first significant snowfall of the season. It may be southern New York's first brush with snow this winter, but folks upstate near Buffalo have already had to use their shovels in recent weeks after a winter storm around Thanksgiving. The snowy weather is expected to hang over parts of the northeast through Sunday. I'm Laura Aguirre reporting.
And with the snow expected along the East Coast, Governor Hochul is expanding resources in anticipation they will be needed in certain downstate areas. The available equipment includes more than 1,600 large state plow trucks, 149 medium-sized trucks, and 52 tow plows. Also, hundreds of large loaders and dozens of snowblowers. Well, in case you missed it,
Good morning, welcome back. Happy Friday. We're taking a look at your morning weather photo of the day, and this one, a beautiful shot here taken on Green Bridge up in Thundera, I believe on Route 28. I've driven on this bridge several times heading up into the North Country, and I haven't seen it in the winter time, but in the fall, this is a beautiful scene here overlooking the river right there. And again, if you want to send in your pictures to be showcased here on News Channel 2 at sunrise, if you're an amateur photographer, professional one, you want to get your name out there or just showcase your photography skills at all, send it to wktv.com/weather/pics. We'll take pictures of things like this or some animals enjoying the snow, a nice sunset, sunrise, any weather photo that you snap that looks like it'd be a really cool thing to show. And if you don't want to post it on our Facebook or our website, always send it to us on Facebook, or you can email it to us as well on WKTV or weather@wktv.com. Now those temperatures a bit chilly this morning in the 20s and teens. Currently 22 Westmoreland, 17 Richfield Springs, 18 Little Falls, 12 heading up in the North Country and inland. And along with that, we're dealing with some light lake effect snow showers on the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 dot on the radar. This snow will gradually come to an end by the late morning, early afternoon before we are talking about yet another snowmaker in the forecast this weekend. Details on that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. A dog that took a terrifying tumble down.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning, welcome back. Happy Friday. A crisp start to the day with temperatures in the teens and 20s, wind chills in the single digits and below zero in some locations. A live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. A beautiful scene right here with some light flurries falling, dusting of snow getting picked up on the sidewalks. About an hour or so ago, the sidewalks were clear, the parking lots were clear, but now we're seeing a dusting of that too. The main road is looking fine, but that's a different story as you head up into the higher elevations on less traveled roads, which do have, as you can see here, that dusting of snow on the sidewalks, as you can see on some of the roads. Your sky watchers this morning picking up temperatures in the 20s, 20 in Clinton, 22 New Hartford, 21 out in Westdale. Heading in the North Country, Bill and Sean, 7 and 10 degrees, below zero wind chills in Old Forge this morning. And in the Southern Valleys, 20 degrees in Skenevis, 19 in Milford and in Cooperstown, 20 in Lawrence, and also 19 in West Lawrence and in Edmiston. And the temperatures as we head in the next several hours, warming up only into the upper 20s, low 30s. And it feels really cold out this morning, but with the mild winter we've had, I think it's why it feels so cold. It's actually pretty close to average for this time of year, with average high 33, normal low 18 degrees. On our radar right now, we're seeing some lake effect snow showers, more significantly just in between the Montgomery County, Otsego County line right there as well. And as you can see, additional snow showers taking place just off of Oswego County into parts of Oneida County at this point. And you can't really see it on the radar right now, but the snow is falling here as well. And so that snow will continue over the morning, light in nature. This won't be a very impactful event, dusting of snow here and there. The snow pushes north in the North Country by this afternoon and this evening, and I want to get straight to the forecast for this weekend, especially with that snowfall arriving Saturday evening. So again, it's looking pretty quiet tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Heading into early tomorrow, it starts out dry, but between 4 and 7 p.m., here comes the snow. And the temperatures will be below freezing. This will not be an event where we're talking about wet, clumpy snow, but enough to produce a good amount of snow here and there, with the heaviest snowfall rates taking place overnight into early Sunday. Then lingering light snow showers for Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. Our latest thoughts, 2 to 4 inches in this light blue area out to the west, and a bit of a gradient here as we fine-tune where that 4 to 8 inches snowfall range is going to be. But our headlines right here again, snow develops south to north late Saturday, steadiest snow overnight into Sunday morning, and the snow becomes lighter as we approach Sunday evening. And so for today, highs in the upper 20s with flurries and light snow this morning, gradually drying out this afternoon. Tonight, cool, the temperatures falling into the 20s. Your 7-day forecast. After quiet weather early Saturday, the snow arrives Saturday evening into early Sunday. If you have any plans this weekend of doing any syndicate driving, I would recommend doing it at least Saturday. But again, this is going to be a blockbuster event. We're not trying to cause any hype. This is a typical snow event we usually see in wintertime. But just because it could impact travel with 4 to 8 inches of snow in some areas, it's enough to let people know that this is going to be happening.
That's for sure, especially over New England. They might get hit hard.
Yeah, the worst of the snowfall will be outside of our area, but again, it's enough to where we want to let you guys know about it.
Definitely keep an eye on that. Eric, thanks. The time right now is 6:53.
Now, you're watching News Channel 2 at 7 a.m. on CW 11 with Gary Liberatore.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here on the CW 11. I'm Gary Liberatore.
And I'm Storm Tracker 2, meteorologist Eric Gage.
And that snow is starting to fly here in Utica, but over in Rome and Camden, they're seeing a little heavier, right?
Yeah, there's a brief push that pushed through Camden and Rome and is heading into our area right now, as you can see it behind us. But the snow, even though it's technically heavier, it's looking a little fluffy out there right now, and it's the kind of snow that you like to see in wintertime. It's low impact, fluffy, and of course, it's a beautiful scene out there right now. Let's take a look at the current temperatures, at least the temperatures we saw overnight last night. The lows with wind chills down into the single digits, even below zero, and officially Old Forge, not only the wind chill, but also the temperature on paper was -3, meaning that we are filling out our bingo card and putting below zero on the list. So we are missing a few others. Thunder snow might be a little difficult to get. Arctic front maybe as well, but nor'easter, we are likely to include this as the weekend continues on. A live view of Cooperstown, a beautiful scene right there with some dusting of snow on the ground. This is the scene as you head into higher elevations on less traveled roads. But main roads, for example, on like Oriskany Boulevard in Utica, it's looking pretty okay. And on the radar right now, we are dealing with some scattered lake effect snow showers. The heaviest snow band has since passed Utica now and is heading into the northern portion of Otsego County, just below St. Johnsville, while we have additional lake effect snow showers north of Oswego. And for today, again, flurries and light snow this morning. Nothing major, a dusting of snow here and there. That snow continues north this afternoon outside of the Mohawk Valley. And then we quiet down, at least until tomorrow evening when our next round of snow in the form of a nor'easter begins to arrive. We have the latest information, including our snowfall forecast on that coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. And don't forget the Storm Tracker 2 more than 10 minutes away. Developing this morning.
From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good morning. Happy Friday. A chilly start today with temperatures in the 20s and teens in some locations. Wind chills down into the teens of single digits. A live look at downtown Utica from our Nexus camera. The light snow is still falling a little bit, but for the most part, it is coming to an end in some of the areas. Dusting of snow on the sidewalks and parking lots. Main road, as you can see here along Oriskany Boulevard, is still looking clear, so no travel issues expected if you are traveling in the lower elevations. A dusting of snow possible on the roadways as you head up the hills. 20 Clinton, 22 New Hartford, 21 Westdale, even cooler up in the North Country, 7 Old Forge with below zero wind chills last night, 10 degrees Inlet, 22 degrees with Jeff and Mohawk. And in the Southern Valleys, 19 and 20 a common temperature, 19 Edmiston, West Lawrence, Milford, Cooperstown, 20 in Lawrence and Skenevis. We warm up into the low 30s to upper 20s today, and although it feels cold, this is more close to winter average for this time of year. It's been so mild it feels way more colder. And the feels like temperatures, including the wind chills, will be in the teens for most of the morning and into the low 20s as we approach the afternoon. And a live look at the radar, we are dealing with some lake effect snow showers taking place right now, and for the most part, this will be the common trend this morning as snow showers continue to push through the Mohawk Valley and then lift up north as the afternoon progresses. And what to expect for today? Well, again, those snow showers push north, maybe a peak of sunshine in the southern valleys this evening right before sunset. But regardless, still looking at some snow showers in the North Country overnight into early tomorrow. That comes to an end by 7 a.m. Saturday. Saturday morning starts out dry. So cloudy skies, temperatures in the 20s. As we head into Saturday evening, we'll see that snow start to arrive, and it could be heavy at times in some locations with that dark blue indicating heavier snowfall rates. Again, the heaviest snowfall rates occur in the evening and overnight Saturday night. After that, the snow becomes lighter in nature as we approach Sunday afternoon. And how much snow are we talking? 2 to 4 in the light blue area, 4 to 8 in the dark blue. And this could shift east or west with the latest trends. We'll, of course, have more information this afternoon at News Channel 2 at noon. Today, high 29, light flurries and snow showers this morning, drying out, low 22 with cold conditions tonight. Dry for Saturday morning, snow arrives Saturday evening into early Sunday, dry once more on Monday.
To make things pretty slick out there this morning.
Yeah, that's right. As with typical lake effect snow events, this system, there was a lot of low-level moisture trapped in the low atmosphere, enough to cause longer duration and farther down into the valley snow. As you can see here across a lot of central New York, see I-90 is looking clear now. Same thing for Route 8, Route 20, roads a little bit wet, arterial as well as Genesee Street. Most of that snow is continuing to move north, so most of the lake effect event today is over and done with. Our attention turns to additional snow showers as we head into the weekend to look at those conditions. First, live view of Oneonta right now. There were some light flurries falling a little earlier. The snow is gradually coming to an end this afternoon as, again, more snow showers are expected as we approach the weekend. And a live look at the radar, you can see that snow band weakening and heading to the north. And taking a time loop of the past 5 or so hours, you can see just how widespread some of that lake effect snow was. Light, but enough to produce an inch, maybe 2 in some isolated areas. And again, today the snow showers push their way north. This afternoon, mostly cloudy skies, maybe a peak of sunshine in the evening, especially in the southern valleys closer to sunset. A quiet start Saturday, but snow showers do arrive as we head into Saturday evening. We've got new numbers as new data has come in. A look at the latest snowfall forecast totals coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. It took about 2 hours for
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. After a snowy morning, things are quieting down as lake effect snow gradually moves its way primarily into the North Country, north of the Mohawk Valley. A live view of downtown Utica. We got a nice dusting of snow on untreated surfaces. The main roads you can see on Oriskany Boulevard looking pretty okay, but some outlying roads did get a little bit on the snowy side, and unfortunately there were some incidents on the roadways. But as you can see here, the temperatures peaking in the low 30s to upper 20s this afternoon, and then cooling down into the mid to low 20s as we approach the evening hours. Another thing too to mention as well, the wind chill values will be in the low 20s throughout most of the afternoon and the evening. And lastly, regarding the precipitation chance, especially that lake effect snow, you can see the afternoon slowly drying out, and we're expected to remain dry here in the Mohawk Valley for the evening into the early overnight hours. A snow band will drop south once more again tomorrow morning. However, it won't be as significant as this and stay primarily north of the Mohawk Valley. And a live look at the radar right now, you can see the remnants of the lake effect snow band, which is actually already out towards parts of Albany, a very elongated band right there, but it's shifting more northerly. As you can see, the latest radar loop right here, it is continuing to slowly move its way into the Tug Hill Plateau region. Now, I want to get to the situation for today regarding the snowfall, and then, of course, the all-important forecast for tomorrow. Again, today, the snow band shifts its way north. A peak of sunshine in the southern valley is possible right before sunset, and those temperatures, again, falling only into the mid to even low 20s. Then tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies. We're talking about some lake effect snow, primarily in the Tug Hill area right up here in the early morning. Then things dry out entirely by around noontime. If you have any plans this weekend, I would recommend the early to mid-morning. By the evening hours, this is when snow begins to push in from the southwest, and the heaviest snowfall rates will be during the evening and overnight. Lighter snowfall is expected throughout the day Sunday, so most of this impact will happen overnight and into early Friday. So we know this will be mainly an all-snow event. We are far from the mixing line. The warmer temperatures could move in western and Onondaga County in the lowest elevations. We'll monitor that, but again, mostly a snow event. The snow will be normal, not wet and clumpy or fluffy and dry, right about normal snow for this time of year. And we're also monitoring a deformation zone that could set up higher snowfall rates. And because of that, here are the latest numbers. They bumped up a lot of the area to 4 to 8 inches of expected snowfall. The warm air could mix in, especially out here toward I-90, but 8 to 12 inches possible if that deformation zone sets up. And as you can see here, the initial round of snow will be on the heavier side, as well as a secondary deformation zone that could form in the evening. We won't know if this develops until the system starts to arrive. And so for today, high at 29, flurries and light snow this morning, making way for mostly cloudy skies tonight. A low of 25 with still mostly cloudy conditions. Your 7-day forecast upgraded Sunday to an alert day, primarily for the morning. Could see impacts to travel, but regardless, after that, light snow lingers on in the rest of Sunday, and we are monitoring another system bringing some winds and a wintry mix on Tuesday. Gary?
About time the winter has arrived,
yeah.
Right? Eric, thanks. Well, more than 4 years after the devastating Halloween flooding of 2019, the village of Dolgeville is receiving over $1 million in funding from FEMA. Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, who advocated for this money years ago, made the announcement yesterday. Stefanik says the money will be used to help make repairs to properties that were damaged. Coming up, we have Verizon as is meteorologist Eric Gage.
A burst of lake effect snow showers took place this morning. Things are winding down on the snow side in the Mohawk Valley as the afternoon continues. Here's a live look across central New York on the Mesonet camera network, and seeing a coating, a dusting to as high as 1 to 2 inches across a lot of the area. Pretty much a nice, beautiful wintry scene here and there. And as you can see, road conditions across the area have continued to improve as the snowfall has continued to decrease. And a live view in downtown Utica from our camera atop Nexus Center, you can see the roads here as well, also looking entirely cleared. On the radar, lingering snow showers and flurries out in St. Johnsville and Fulton and Montgomery counties, but notice the actual source of that snow band is actually pushing slowly north into the Tug Hill Plateau. So North Country, you're not out of the woods yet with seeing light lake effect snow showers today, but if you are south of the North Country, the Mohawk Valley, and in the southern valleys, expect mostly cloudy skies, a few peaks of sunshine here and there as before the sun begins to set. And then as the afternoon approaches tomorrow, again, it starts out quiet, but then we're talking about some snow showers from a nor'easter. I'll explain how much we're talking about and when it arrives in detail coming up. Back to you, Gary.
Eric, thanks. Another day closer to her.
The Wktv Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's meteorologist Eric Gage.
Good afternoon and welcome back. Scattered lake effect snow showers with a story this morning that is continuing to wind down and push its way north. This entire morning we've been busy looking at the latest numbers and data and coming up with our latest snowfall forecast for this weekend. Let's get to that in just a minute. First though, live look at downtown Utica. A bit of a dusting of snow on those untreated surfaces. Main Road, as you can see there on Risking Boulevard, is looking pretty okay. Road's a little bit wet. Lingering flurries in parts of the area, but as you can see, those temperatures are still cool. 24 degrees right now. Feels like 24. This is why the lake effect snow lingered a lot longer throughout the morning. Dew points in the 20s, saturated moisture atmosphere near the surface. And a live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler the radar. Still seeing some lingering light snow showers just east of St. Johnsville into portions of Fulton and Montgomery counties. But looking at the latest trends of the snowfall, you can see how it's starting to continue to shift its way north. So northern Ada County, primarily just outside of Boonville, as well as up in Old Forge, still could see additional snowfall this afternoon and this evening. Everywhere south will likely dry out for the remainder of the day. In our Skycast, as you can see here, it'll still linger into portions north of Camden, as well as parts of Lewis County. But again, things do dry out a little bit. It sweeps back south once more early tomorrow. Could still see some light snow showers north of Rome into portions of central and north central Herkimer County as well. Then things dry out. If you have any weekend plans, you have to go anywhere to the store or whatever, I'll get them done during the morning, because as the evening arrives, this might be where the trickiest travel will be expected. In the evening hours between roughly 5 to 7 p.m., that's when the snow begins to start, and that will continue into the evening hours and overnight. The snow lightens up by early to Sunday morning. So most of this snow will continue again to fall during the overnight hours. And what do we know so far? Well, this will likely be an all snow event. We are far away from the mixing line. We're not talking about sleet, freezing rain, but there is some above freezing temperatures creeping into portions of Oneida County, western Oneida County, by the early evening hours. So monitor that. The snow will be normal, not wet and clumpy or fluffy and dry, just about an average looking snow. And we're also monitoring where a deformation zone could set up to increase snowfall rates. And as of right now, most of the area is going to be in the 4 to 8 inch snowfall range. 8 to 12 inches possible in the highlighted red area if that deformation zone forms. And that's basically a zone away from the low pressure where higher snowfall totals are expected to what's called frontogenesis up in the atmosphere. So our initial round of snow begins early in the evening. You can see this right here in leading edge around 6 to 8 p.m. Then between 9:30 and 10 p.m. we're talking about that deformation zone, and where it sets up cannot be determined at least until the event starts to develop. But the latest trends we have it forming just in the portion of Otsego and the southern corner of Herkimer County. And so for today, again, highs in the upper 20s if we get to that, with some light flurries and snow showers coming to an end tonight. Low 25 with mostly cloudy skies. Your 7-day forecast made Sunday an alert day, mainly for the overnight hours. Light snow continues Sunday evening, but the travel impacts won't be nearly as high. And then drying out Monday before we monitor yet again our next wintry system heading into Tuesday that could bring in some winds and some wintry mix as well.
And Jason Palace.
The first big winter wallop of the year, actually for this season, is headed our way this weekend.
Snow emergencies have already been declared for tomorrow night in some local communities. Let's get you caught up on that. First, in the city of Utica, the snow emergency starts at 10 p.m. tomorrow. Village of Richfield Springs, nobody's parking on village streets once there's 3 inches of snow. And in the village of Ilion, a snow emergency goes into effect tomorrow at noon and will be in effect until Tuesday morning. But you got to be off the streets right now because they pre-treat the roads. Let's get over to Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis for the latest.
Yeah, so we've been following the forecast very closely. We got some new updates here. The numbers have gone up. We're thinking the storm is closer, the track is closer to central New York, and therefore we're looking at 6 to 10 inches of accumulation. The highest totals look to be south and east of Utica. There could be some locally higher totals in Otsego County. We think that as much as a foot of snow is possible with this one, again with the closer track. The worst of this looks to be Saturday night. And I guess that is the good news, is that the majority of this snowfall happens at night, and then it's mainly done Sunday morning, at least the heavier snow. Looks to continue to snow throughout Sunday afternoon. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Storm Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Current temperature is 28 degrees, and it's dry this evening, and it's dry tomorrow up until about 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's when the snow begins to break out south of the Mohawk Valley. We're going to time out when that snow arrives and when it comes to an end. Also something to watch beyond the weekend, and that's coming up. Kristen, back to you.
Bill, thank you. Slick roads today caused a number of accidents, including this one on Route 5S near Culver Avenue in Utica. One driver rear-ended a trailer that was being towed by another vehicle. The initial driver ended up off the roadway. No word that anyone was seriously hurt.
A number of homes in East Utica and into Frankfort lost power late this morning, and we now know why. National Grid says one of its primary electric lines was damaged. Service was restored to most relatively quickly when crews rerouted the power along the network, but a number of homes nearest to the damage were without electricity until almost 2 this afternoon. The Utica Academy of Science Elementary School was impacted by there because of a burst pipe. The school on Reese Road in Frankfort was closed today as a result. We're told the pipe is now fixed.
Continuing coverage, Utica.
The WKTV Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're breaking down the snowfall expected over the weekend. Let's take a look at the start time for snow on Saturday. It starts across the southern valleys between 2 to 5 p.m. in and north of the Mohawk Valley between 5 to 7 p.m. Starts out pretty light, but then it ramps up pretty quickly here. I think after dark, that's when road conditions will deteriorate. The worst of this looks to be Saturday night and into very early Sunday morning, with snowfall rates topping out at about 1 inch per hour. That's standard for winter storms around here. This is not looking to be a really big storm for our standards, but it is our first real storm of the season, at least the one that's affecting pretty much the entire area, as opposed to some lake effect. The snowfall will be consistent, a standard consistency. It's not going to be wet. It's not going to be really fluffy. It's going to be typical. And we've also wanted to mention Tuesday night. It's an alert day. The next weather system looks to be highly impactful in a different way, producing strong wind and locally heavy rainfall. Live look in downtown Utica. If you're traveling this evening, the weather looks quiet. We did have some lake effect snow this morning. That's over. We're expecting dry conditions tonight and dry conditions to start tomorrow. We're tracking an area of low pressure that has developed along the Gulf Coast. This is going to move to the north and east. The changes today are with the storm track. Yesterday, it looked like this was going to bend to the south and east, more out to sea. This storm track to the north and east is happening because the storm is expected to be a little bit more robust, which means it kind of creates its own path as it brings warm air to the north, kind of sets up the jet stream ahead of it. And I think that's why we're seeing this trend, and we think that's why we're going to get more snowfall, generally 6 to 10 inches region-wide compared to our thoughts yesterday and the day before. Storm Tracker 2 skycast and cloudy skies tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the 20s. Tomorrow, again, a dry start, cloudy skies. The snow breaks out in the afternoon time south of the Mohawk Valley, and then in the Mohawk Valley right around sunset. Throughout Saturday night and Sunday, that's when we're expecting widespread steady snowfall. Again, about a 1 inch per hour snowfall rate in the middle of it. And then on Sunday, it's pretty tricky to get around in the morning, but the roads are expected to improve as we head throughout the day. It's still lightly snowing for most of Sunday, but the bulk of the accumulation is expected by Sunday morning. 6 to 10 inches of accumulation. Again, we did make some changes to the map here, and I wanted to also highlight areas south and east of Utica. There's the possibility a few spots could get a foot of snowfall, especially those higher elevations of Otsego County. We're still keeping an eye on where that heavier band of snow will be developing as this system moves through. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 21. Tomorrow, we're looking at snow developing in the afternoon and evening, a high of 30. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Snow comes to an end late Sunday, a high of 32. Monday looks dry, 34. We've got an alert day for Tuesday night. Again, an alert day for the snow coming over the weekend, but wanted to give people the heads up. We're talking about the possibility of some strong winds and locally heavy rain, and with the numbers being bumped up with the snowfall totals, in the back of my mind, I'm thinking snowfall melts.
Right.
Yeah.
And kind of adding to these possible flooding that we could be seeing next
And the
week.
ground is so saturated right now.
We
It's
dealt
gonna
with it
roll
before.
off.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Bill. Still to come on News Channel 2 at 6. We're live from the Adirondack Banks. Weather. We're under a winter storm warning for tomorrow. Here are the snow emergencies that we're dealing with in the city of Utica. Snow emergency starts at 10 p.m. tomorrow. In the village of Richfield Springs, there will be no parking on village streets once 3 inches of snow falls. In Ilion, snow emergency goes into effect tomorrow at noon, and it'll be in effect until Tuesday morning. And in Whitesboro, all cars off the village streets starting at 8 o'clock tomorrow night until 8 a.m. on Monday. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis. With the snowfall totals estimates at this point, boy, things changed in the last 24 hours.
They did, but they haven't changed since 6 o'clock. I only made one change to this map,
Okay.
and that is the confidence, just a little bit higher. Getting some data, pretty much holding steady tonight with our area getting 6 to 10 inches of snow. I think most of central New York will end up getting the higher totals of this whole coastal storm as it continues to move to the north and east. All right, let's take a look at what's going on tonight. Driving-wise, heading out tonight, weather looks quiet, no issues on the roads. That will go with the day tomorrow, too. We'll start out dry, cloudy skies. This is a live look at the Yorkville Battery Stern Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Temperatures are in the upper 20s this evening, 30 officially at Griffiths and Rome, and that's where we will stay. So we're dry tonight, we're dry tomorrow morning. The snow breaks out heading into late tomorrow afternoon. It really ramps up after dark. Heaviest snow is Saturday night and into Sunday. We're going to take a look at, again, the snowfall forecast as well as another weather system to watch, an even bigger one for early next week. A look at the forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thank you. A walloping winter storm, you know it, is taking aim at the entire Northeast. The nor'easter is going to dump several inches of snow this weekend, bringing powerful gusty winds as well. And that same system could cause severe storms and heavy rains along the Gulf Coast. Jen Sullivan reports on how cities are bracing for the first significant snowstorm of the year.
The streets of Galveston, Texas, underwater Friday as heavy rain saturated the area. That same system drenching the southeast, causing these dangerous driving conditions in Winslow, Arkansas. Heavy snow stalling traffic for hours on I-49 Friday. Multiple cars and semis involved in crashes.
Started slipping and sliding, slowed down to about 20 miles an hour, and then made it past the tunnel, and then that was it.
That same system now shifting to the East Coast. Roughly 40 million Americans are under winter alerts from Georgia all the way up to Maine. New England seeing the worst of it. Boston could see up to 8 inches of snow Saturday into Sunday.
Our vehicles and our drivers and our city teams are out there trying to prepare the streets, treat them before the snow comes down.
Beantown ready with 49,000 tons of salt and dozens of drivers on standby.
Our goal will just be to keep on top of the storm as it is happening, to keep streets clear and passable.
Connecticut also under a winter storm warning, bracing for up to 8 inches of snowfall near Hartford.
Stay off the roads. Makes it a lot easier, quicker, and safer for us to get the roads plowed.
New York City could see its first significant snowstorm in nearly 2 years. The city issuing a snow alert as the Big Apple is expecting 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. Plows ready to clear the streets. The National Weather Service predicting parts of upstate New York could be under a foot of snow by Sunday. Meanwhile, other metropolitan areas like D.C. and Baltimore will likely dodge the snow and instead see heavy rain. In New York, I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
One person is dead, several injured after.
The Wktv Tower Cam is brought to you by the Central Association for the Blind and Visually Impaired. From Central New York's most dependable weather team, here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. We did pick up some light snow earlier today from some lake effect. Things are looking pretty quiet out there tonight as well as tomorrow. At least tomorrow morning into the early afternoon if you're trying to head out and about. The snow arrives tomorrow, starting out between 2 to 5 p.m. south of the Mohawk Valley, in and north of the Mohawk Valley, 5 to 7 p.m. When the snow begins, it'll start out light, but in a few hours, it picks up pretty quickly. And I think after dark, the roads are going to get slippery. So if you have any plans on Saturday, best to be home or at your location and off the roads here after dark if you want to avoid any of the slippery road conditions. Peak snowfall rates tomorrow night, 1 inch per hour between Saturday night and early Sunday morning. The snowfall consistency looks standard. It doesn't look to be a wet snow or a fluffy snow. It's somewhere in between. We're also keeping an eye on Tuesday night. I don't want to overlook that. In fact, it's a larger system enough where we've added an alert day to Tuesday night along with Saturday night. Live look at the Yorkville Battery Stern Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Again, things look quiet. The area of low pressure that we're tracking is in the Gulf, and this is going to move to the north and east. The big change in the forecast over the last 24 hours has this storm getting closer to the coast and larger compared to a weaker storm that was more to the south from yesterday. Again, our computer models, they don't control the weather, but they keep up with changes in the atmosphere. We're noticing these changes, and we're going to try and stay ahead of it. Again, with that closer track, that means overall more snowfall. Storm Tracker 2 Skycast tonight. Cloudy skies, overnight lows drop down into the mid-20s. Again, we're dry tomorrow morning. Cloudy skies. Light snow breaks out in the very late afternoon south of the Mohawk Valley. For most of us, it's in the evening time. Temperatures will be in the 20s by 7 p.m. Steady snowfall tomorrow night continues into very early Sunday morning. The snow will gradually taper off throughout Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. And the general idea is a total of 6 to 10 inches of accumulation across all of central New York. The one exception would be north of the Mohawk Valley. There might be less snowfall in the very northern part of Herkimer County and Lewis County. And we're also watching for the possibility of some locally higher totals in Otsego County, especially some of those higher elevations could get close to a foot of snow. The snow again comes to an end by Sunday evening. Tonight, mostly cloudy, 21 for the overnight low. Tomorrow, cloudy skies, snow develops, high of 30. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. Again, tracking that snowfall over the weekend. Monday looks dry. An alert date for Tuesday. The next one is not all snow. In fact, this one looks to be more of a rainmaker, which is, it comes with its own issues.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty concerned about that one, but we'll cross that bridge when we get past the weekend.
And the reason why we're looking at that is because we've had so much precipitation, all forms of it lately, but a lot of it.
And the last thing we need is more rain.
More rain, because that could be flooding. We do not want to say the FL word.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Bill. Coming up next, the latest from under a winter storm warning for tomorrow. There are snow emergencies to deal with. In the city of Utica, snow emergency starts 10 p.m. tomorrow. In the village of Richfield Springs, no parking on village streets once 3 inches of snow falls. In the village of Ilion, snow emergency goes into effect tomorrow at noon, and it'll be in effect until Tuesday morning. And in Whitesboro, all cars off the village street starting at 8 o'clock tomorrow night until Monday at 8 a.m. Let's bring in Chief Meteorologist Bill Cardis right now. And we're checking on the snowfall forecast. Still the same as we saw earlier, but you've got new information tonight.
Yeah, we're getting new updates on the trajectory of the storm. Everything seems to be on course. We bumped up numbers earlier this morning and also this afternoon, but things have kind of settled in. So we're thinking a general 6 to 10 inches. The only change I made to this map, bumping up the confidence just a little bit more, just
right
because
there.
We like to see consistency. Again, this is going to start tomorrow, beginning in the afternoon across the southern valleys, working its way through the Mohawk Valley around dark. And most of us will be seeing the heaviest snow Saturday night and into early Sunday. It's dry out there right now in the Yorkville Battery Stern Tracker 2 Doppler radar. Mostly cloudy skies, a temperature of 30 degrees. The weather remains cloudy tonight. Overnight lows drop down into the 20s. We're tracking snowfall as we head into Saturday. Again, it's going to be ramping up Saturday night through early Sunday. We're going to look at that. And also the next weather system could be more impactful, and it's not looking to be an all-snow event. We're going to look at a very active stretch of weather ahead. Forecast coming up. Jason, back to you.
Bill, thanks. This storm is going to take aim at the entire Northeast. This nor'easter is going to dump several inches of snow over the weekend, bringing powerful wind gusts as well. The same system could cause severe storms and heavy rains in the Gulf Coast. Jen Sullivan reporting on how cities are bracing for the first significant snowstorm of the year.
The streets of Galveston, Texas, underwater Friday as heavy rain saturated the area. That same system drenching the southeast, causing these dangerous driving conditions in Winslow, Arkansas. heavy snow stalling traffic for hours on I-49 Friday. Multiple cars and semis involved in crashes.
Started slipping and sliding, slowed down to about 20 miles an hour, and then made it past the tunnel, and then that was it.
That same system now shifting to the East Coast. Roughly 40 million Americans are under winter alerts from Georgia all the way up to Maine. New England seeing the worst of it. Boston could see up to 8 inches of snow Saturday into Sunday.
Our vehicles and our drivers and our city teams are out there trying to prepare the streets, treat them before the snow comes down.
Beantown ready with 49,000 tons of salt and dozens of drivers on standby.
Our goal will just be to keep on top of the storm as it is happening, to keep streets clear and passable.
Connecticut also under a winter storm warning, bracing for up to 8 inches of snowfall near Hartford.
Stay off the roads. Makes it a lot easier, quicker, and safer for us to get the roads plowed.
New York City could see its first significant snowstorm in nearly 2 years. The city issuing a snow alert as the Big Apple is expecting 1 to 3 inches of snowfall. Plows ready to clear the streets. The National Weather Service predicting parts of upstate New York could be under a foot of snow by Sunday. Meanwhile, other metropolitan areas like D.C. and Baltimore will likely dodge the snow and instead see heavy rain. In New York, I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
One person is dead and several injured after a...
New York's most dependable weather team. Here's Chief Meteorologist Bill Curtis.
Good evening. Welcome back. We're taking a live look in downtown Utica. Things look quiet. That'll stay like that tonight. We're tracking snow to break out tomorrow, starting south of the Mohawk Valley between 2 to 5 p.m., north of the Mohawk Valley between 5 to 7 p.m. When the snow does start to break out, it starts out light, but it will be ramping up as we head into Saturday evening. Snowfall rates top out at about 1 inch per hour Saturday night through early Sunday. Travel looks tricky overnight. The snow will not be either wet or fluffy. It'll be somewhere in between. And also wanted to make mention of Tuesday. Tuesday night, our next weather maker could be a doozy. More on that in just a second. Live look at the radar. Things look pretty quiet. Low pressure to the south and west will be moving into our area tonight, bringing us some clouds and eventually some snow as we head into Saturday. It's dry tomorrow morning. It's dry through the early afternoon. The snow moves in and becomes heavy as we head into Saturday night. Snow becomes steady throughout the overnight, and then it tapers off on Sunday. It's going to be a while for the snow to end, but it's generally light throughout Sunday afternoon and Sunday evening. A general 6 to 10 inches of accumulation is expected across all of central New York. Locally, higher totals are possible in Otsego County. Would be surprised if we have a few places get a foot of snow. And again, this is totals here through Sunday evening. Again, things come to an end late in the day. Mostly cloudy tonight, low of 21. Snow breaks out tomorrow, becoming heavy as we head into tomorrow night. Storm Tracker 2 7-day forecast. We've got another alert day for Tuesday night. And the next weather maker looks to bring strong wind and locally heavy rain. That could lead to some melting snow and some flooding. So we'll keep an eye on that. Temperatures in the 30s Thursday and Friday. Jason.
Bill, thank you. Jill Reel in tomorrow. Check her out as well. Up next, Friday Night Sports Express. Have a good one.